Hello. Hey.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning,
Good
Leslie.
morning. This is so fun to talk to you live.
Exactly. I'm so happy that we are doing this.
Me too.
So we'll just wait a couple of more minutes for more people to join in.
Cool.
You're looking gorgeous.
So are you.
Thank you. Hi.
I'm so happy so many people were able to join. This is awesome.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy too. Ultimate Coolness is saying hi, Leslie. Okay, so I guess we have sufficient people. We can start and more people can join in. So today we are celebrating or observing the World Environment Day. This is really crucial. This is a cause that I believe we all relate to it, and that is the reason why we are here today. And we will be having this in broadly four parts. First is the introduction. I believe we are in that part. Next is the session with our beautiful guest. Okay, I'm too excited. Anyway, so the second is having a session with our guest. Third, having the revealing the prize question, and last but not the least, fourth one, any Q&A. Right. So first and foremost, thank you so much, Leslie, for joining me. This is such an honor. Leslie Athanason. I hope I got your name correctly. The surname, did I?
Name Leslie Athanason. Nobody
Right, I got it correctly.
sweat it.
So she is the CEO and founder of Succulent Crystals. This is one of my favorite yoga brands. I remember when I was just new on Instagram, I just joined and I pinged her at that time. So this is something brand I've been following for a very long time. And when I am in touch with her, I feel awesome. So thank you so much, Leslie, for being so welcoming and so supportive in all the endeavors. And enough of me. So let's get started with you. Why don't you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
All right. Thank you. So yes, as Nia said, I'm Leslie Athanason. I'm the artist and owner at Succulent Crystals. So I make yoga wear from my art. And I'm also a wife, a dog mom. I have a part-time job in home health care, and I'm a professional musician. So I'm very lucky and blessed to be doing a lot of my favorite activities as work. So that's basically me.
So that's a lot of stuff. You by music, do you sing? Do you compose? Like what do you do?
I sing and play guitar at a local church.
Oh my God, you're a multi-talented person. That's amazing. This is something even I didn't know about. So amazing, amazing. So so let's begin with the first question. Uh, so we are live today on the occasion of World Environment Day to spread the awareness. This is the basic intent that we both share. So since you are involved in the clothing industry, please give us a breakdown of how fast fashion is basically impacting the environment and not in a good way. I think so it would be also nice if you can explain what is a fast fashion to our audience.
Sure. So fast fashion was coined in the 90s when certain brands were speeding up the of making collections and then pumping them out to the public as fast as possible, because the fashion industry used to be the standard to have a collection every quarter, and it just kept getting faster and faster. And there's brands today that release a whole new collection every couple of weeks. So that's basically what is called fast fashion, and that what goes along with that, trying to make the production process as cheap and fast as possible. And that means using sweatshops and underpaying laborers, child workers, and then using very cheap products and processes. So that's basically what fast fashion is. And as you can imagine, it's causing all kinds of problems. Number one would be waste, because actually 85% of those clothing that is produced ends up in a landfill just a couple weeks after being produced, because they're pumping out so much, and only 15% of it is actually getting used. Um, Actually, 1 in 5 pieces of clothing ends up in a landfill before it's even worn once. So um, number two would be water use and pollution. It takes lots and lots of water to produce the clothing. For instance, one pair of jeans uses 2,000 gallons of water. So you can imagine.
Really?
Yes. It's insane.
God.
Yeah.
I never thought about it before purchasing one.
It's so crazy. And that's just, in addition to that, it's dyeing, wet processing. There's so much different processes that use tons and tons of water. And then
Mhm.
trying to do it cheaply, you're not really caring about how much water is being used. The other would be carbon dioxide emissions. So fast fashion is the second largest source of pollution in the world. It's the second biggest consumer of water. 10% of global carbon emissions are caused by the fashion industry. And that's more than all international flights and maritime shipping combined, and more than the entire EU. So it causes tons of carbon emissions. If the fashion industry continues on the course that it's on, it's estimated that there will be a 50% increase in global greenhouse within a decade. So we're on a very bad, fast track. Number four would
Yeah.
be harmful chemicals. Um, so especially with cotton farming, they use tons and tons of terrible pesticides, and cotton farmers are often dying prematurely due to overexposure to those chemicals. But of course, those are running off into the rivers, which are going to the ocean, and then sometimes after dyeing or using those chemicals to clean the fabric, they're just dumping them straight into the rivers, which go into the ocean too. So there's tons of water pollution in addition to the use from those chemicals. And number five, the final one, would be soil degradation. So they're overgrazing pastures for those leathers and cashmere that are animal-based fabrics. The cotton, as we talked about, they're using tons of pesticides and ruining the soil there. And then there's also wood-based fabrics like rayon, where they use grow tons of trees and then cut them down, and deforestation happens. So there's also degradation. So those are just five of the top ways that fashion is causing problems for the earth. And they're all very intertwined, and there's tons of tiny problems within that. So unfortunately, it's not just five big things that we're trying to solve. It's thousands of tiny little things. So it's complicated.
Yeah, so as a consumer, we are not aware of all the things that goes behind the scene, right? And this is amazing. I mean, these are like mind-blowing stats that you have shared with us. So this intrigues me to know how your brand, Succulent Crystal, how is that different? Is it not a fast fashion? I understand it is in a slow fashion
Yeah.
category, but how exactly is it different? How is it rather on the on the way which helps in the restoration? It is not degrading the environment. Like, why should people believe or trust basically any slow fashion brand?
Yeah. So you should definitely do research on any brand that says they're in slow fashion, because there's definitely greenwashing that happens, and people will say, "Oh, it's natural, it's whatever." And if they don't have, the proper certification from an outside party, you should. But so my brand, since I create the art and the designs, and then I have each product printed on demand, it's not, I'm not creating tons and tons of products that are going to end up in the landfill. So when someone places an order, that piece is cut, sewn, printed, cut, and sewn just for them, and then shipped to them. So there's no wasted product, essentially. So just in the business model itself, it's handmade for you. But in addition to that, we try really, really high quality products and processes so that we're not causing all these harmful chemicals, so that we're not using sweatshops or any kind of thing like that. All of the laborers from my production partner are paid a fair wage in a very positive environment. And then with higher quality clothing, you can buy one piece and it's going to last you for years, instead of buying a $5 t-shirt and you have to buy another one in a couple of months, and you have to keep doing that because it's not made to last. So we do the made to order business model. We use higher quality clothing as best as we can. We also optimize the way so there's a roll of fabric, and it gets pulled out and then cut into the shape. and we've really optimized how we cut pieces. So we squish them close together so there's less wasted fabric in between the cuts. And then that leftover fabric that is left, we've actually partnered with GeoCycle and Martex, so that's all recycled and none of it is wasted. My production has cut down on unnecessary plastics in the packaging, and actually since February 2020, they've saved 48,786 pounds of plastic. So that's just in 1 year from making a couple of small changes. So we're really excited about that. And then
That is really an
and then just since May, we started using all post-consumer recycled plastics for those packaging pieces that we still need. And then the last thing I wanted to mention was that when any products are returned or were damaged or not the right size or something, we don't throw those away. We donate them to Red Cross or Goodwill. So we try to use as little waste as possible. Oh, and then number 2. So I wanted to talk about waste, water pollution, and then harmful chemicals, and then carbon dioxide emissions. So we talked about waste and how we're trying to eliminate that. And I'll try to go over this fast. Water use, pollution, and harmful chemicals. We use Cornet and Mimaki printers. They use almost zero wastewater and much less energy than the standard industry printers. The inks we use are vegan, water-based, and free of harmful chemicals. And whenever we're disposing them, we're very careful about doing it according to the supplier guidelines so that they're not ending up in the ocean or the water supply. And then they also have an Eco Passport, which is that outside party that certifies that you're doing it right that I was mentioning it before. And then the last, what was that?
No. I just said that these are all incredible facts. I mean, we did not knew about it. I'm sure the audience are finding these facts amusing as I'm getting. So, yeah, please carry on.
The last thing I just wanted to mention was the carbon dioxide emissions. So if I was shipping everything from my home in Florida where I run my personal brand, there would be tons of carbon emissions from that shipping. So it's a really good system that I have that production partner because they have facilities all over the world, and 78% orders are shipped within the same region that they're fulfilled. So that causes a lot less carbon emissions from the shipping itself. They're also calculating their entire carbon footprint right now in order to track their changes and optimizations that need to happen. In all their offices, they're using LED lamps, they're recycling, using as much electronic documents as possible to reduce paper use. They have a green team, which is constantly trying to optimize and make better decisions and brainstorm on how we can change. And then in addition, I want to talk about my specific brand. I'm introducing more and more recycled and organic materials into my lines. And you know, Snia, I just launched a large swimsuit line, which is made with recycled polyester, which I'm so excited about. And then this is the first time announcing this, but soon I'm going to have 100% organic t-shirts for all the t-shirt designs that I have in the shop. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. Hope I can get
one. What's that?
I said I'm excited too. Hope I can get one as well.
Yeah, definitely. So that long-winded here, but those are all the things that I want to mention that pertain to my brand and my production partner and how we make the clothes.
Yes, so this builds up to my next question, that you are able to do such massive amount of work because you have a business and you're doing it. But what are the 3 small hacks you can suggest to us that we can probably do in preserving our environment? But obviously we're not as big entrepreneurs. So what we can do in our capacity, any small 3 hacks that you suggest is going to be helpful.
Yeah. So I'm not going to mention don't use single-use plastic because we've all heard that a million times. I hope that everyone's working on it. So I would say number 1 would be eat local, because we were talking about before with shipping causes so much carbon emissions. So the closer your food is to you and it's grown to you, the less it has to travel and the less carbon dioxide emissions are happening. So if you can go to a farmer's market or grow some of your favorite vegetables yourself, I keep trying to inspire myself to grow vegetables in the backyard, and I haven't gotten around to it. But hold me to it, okay? Soon I'm gonna grow some vegetables in my backyard. But definitely try to eat local as much as you can would be a good thing. And two, it's more fresh. It's picked at peak of ripeness, so it has more nutrients, and a lot of times it's cheaper too. So that's the other one. When I was looking up some statistics, it was very surprising that in America, when you don't unplug your devices, your electronic chargers, when you're not using, it actually is drawing so much energy. And America alone is causing 44 carbon dioxide a year just from the unplugged devices. So I thought, well, that's a tip that it doesn't cost you anything but a second just to unplug those things whenever you're not using them. So I'm definitely going to try to adopt that. And then number three, since we're talking about fast fashion, of course, buy ethical clothing and not mass manufactured clothing as much as you can. And I know that whatever something is slow fashion, it tends to be more expensive. So another hack there would be to buy online from companies that recycle gently used clothing, or go to a thrift store, because it's actually kind of trending now to be wearing cute outfits made of thrifted clothing. But that way
Right.
you're giving that clothing a second life, and you're not causing piles and piles to be made, because you got to think, I mean, we all have a hard time taking responsibility, like, my little choice doesn't matter. But every time you buy a $2 bikini, you're casting a vote, and you're telling that company, make more of this. So try to,
Exactly.
yeah, try to make those tiny decisions every day as much as you can.
Right. So for the third one, I believe that we can be more open and sensible rather than chasing just for the discounts. Uh, yes. And the next is, Leslie, you are also a yogini yourself. I have seen your feed. You do post sometimes, but you do post videos and like photographs in yoga poses, and you kill them. I was thinking like, why she doesn't post often? I mean, she can do that as well. And so, do you find any connect between yoga and nature? And what is your personal opinion?
So I'm thinking about it, and the overarching theme of yoga, I mean, it has tons and tons of lessons for us, but yoga overall is teaching us that everything is connected. And when you breathe in,
Yeah.
that same breath is the breath that's going to travel all the way to India and go to Sneha. And it's going to be the same breath that's fuel going through the trees and through the air, and it's all one. So I think yoga, adopting the essence of yoga, is knowing that taking care of our planet is taking care of each other, is taking care of ourselves.
So, I think I read it somewhere. I don't know if it is connected directly to yoga, but somewhere like while we post pictures, we search for captions. So there was this sort of a caption written. It was anonymous. I don't know who wrote it, but it was like, wise is the one who knows that the environment of nature we are in is not the present for ourselves. Rather, we have it like we have to give it to the next generation.
Mm,
So it's just not ours.
yeah,
I don't think I've like quoted exactly, but this is what it meant. And it really gave a perspective that yes, we are not thinking about it. Even with the latest pandemic happening, we have seen a lot of news that people are throwing face masks or those gloves.
yeah,
Again, those are latex, right? So that has been very disturbing. And forget about environment, at least you're concerned about the virus, and yet you are throwing used ones just randomly here and there,
right.
right? So basically, you are contaminating the others,
Yeah,
and you think you are going to be safe, but that's not at all. We are all connected somewhere or the other.
yeah.
So I think that is a valuable thing we should keep in mind. Um, okay, so that was a really brilliant answer by you, Leslie. And as a follow-up to it, what do you think yoga in its essence helps in inculcating restoration? So in 2021 World Environment Day, we have a theme like restoration. So let's get to it. So what do you think essence of yoga helps in a restoration which we can apply in day-to-day life?
So I was thinking about this. Yoga has 8 arms, 8 limbs, and we all see the one limb, asana, all over Instagram. That's the postures. But the first
Right.
of yoga is yama. And if you look at the 5 yamas are nonviolence, truth, not stealing, moderation or right use of energy, and number 5, non-hoarding or greed. And I'm just like, that's environmentalism right there. So think about
Exactly.
everybody in the world really took these to heart and applied them. You're not buying into consumerism. You're content with what you have. You're being honest
Hmm.
about the state of the world around you and what can be improved. You're not trying to hoard more and more. You're saying just as much as I need and then keeping the rest there on the earth, you know? So
Exactly.
that's definitely the first thing that I'd think of is adapting those yamas. And that's just one limb of yoga. So yoga definitely has those lessons for us.
Exactly. I think most of the people on Instagram yoga, either they think it is you're just flexing or you're just meditating. It is an entire lifestyle. If we can take even 5% of it and implement in our day-to-day lives, I believe that we will also be better ourselves. So anyway, next question. So what, according to you, now is the biggest challenge or roadblocker in the path of environment conservation? And as a follow-up question to that, how do you suggest we can address those concerns?
Mm-hmm. So, kind of what I was mentioning before with the personal responsibility, because the state of the world that we're in right now was caused by billions and billions of tiny decisions all over the globe. And so, to reverse that, it's going to take billions of tiny decisions. So, it's not going to be, you know, every single person thinks, ugh, it doesn't matter if I drink out of a plastic straw this one time when there's so many other people doing it. And I mean, logically, you're kind of right. But if you
Hmm.
think about you're saying, you know, don't bring me a straw, thanks, or bringing your reusable bags to the grocery store, bringing your reusable water bottle, you're also taking part in a collective movement, and those actions are adding up. So whatever we do as a collective is going to one way or the other. So it's up to us to turn aside and take responsibility. So I think that roadblock is a mental block, thinking my decisions don't matter. And the way we do
Hmm.
is think about it the other way. You know, we're not going to be in this group. We're going to be in the other group that's making changes.
Right. I also feel another way of my mental roadblocker is that no, what will others think of me? Like I'll be the odd man out. Let's say we are a group of friends, we are going out, we are hanging out. If let's say I'm the only one who brought my copper straw, let's say I have one,
Yeah.
and I'm using it, the others will be making fun of me, they'll bully me, you know. So
Yeah.
that also sometimes impacts. But I think we should take a stand and we should be bold enough. Like, see, this is what I'm doing, and my actions are doing this. Whereas your actions are irresponsible in this way. Now I don't blame you completely. You take your time, but I just don't like. I don't know. We can somehow come at that at a median point. But this is also sometimes I have faced myself like because I do yoga. Oh, you do yoga, so you're gonna come and teach all of that. Don't do that. Just be normal here.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not just that I'm gonna show off or show off my yoga on your face. It's just my way of life. It's just how I do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I think
yeah. So
that's a big thing too, though, is being that example and saying, yeah, I'm different. You know, I'm not judging you. I'm sorry that you're judging me. You know, my lifestyle's different. But I think that
yeah,
that grassroots movement and being that voice in your immediate circle is so important because I think that's what makes big changes. You know, I don't think it's the government making mandates and telling us what to do. I think it's one of your friends started doing it and you're like, well, I guess I could do that too, you know?
exactly, exactly.
Even-
So and why should it be always government? Like things should also come like small little things should come from us. I believe so.
yes.
So I don't have any questions for you, but I think now we are in the second, like third section of our live today, so we can announce or reveal the prize question. For me, I'd love to listen your small hack, the audiences which we have today, your hack. What do you think, or what do you do in your life as a small gesture of preserving, or doing something, restoring on the environment side, being a pro-environmentalist. So, what are your hacks, or whatever something you're doing? And don't drop it right now. So we will be reposting this video as an IGTV post, so you can comment three random lucky winners will also get gift cards from Leslie from Succulent Crystal. So yay for that. And yeah, that is really amazing. So I believe the entire intention here, Leslie and I, we want to encourage more people having those uh, thought process, and we want more and more people to be on the path of preserving the nature. So share your thoughts, and we want to encourage you. We want to make you feel special. Unlike me, like I was feeling left alone in my friend circle. So unlike me, we want to like make it feel special, and we will be giving three random winners, lucky winners, e-gift cards.
Yes. So
Now let's move to the final. Yeah, sorry, you were saying something.
yeah, I was just reiterating. So make sure you comment those after we post the IGTV.
Yes, we might miss it here, so I don't want to miss any single comment. So please do post them there.
Yeah.
And Leslie, you want to add something more? I'm sorry, I'm talking a lot.
No, that's fine. I was like monologuing over there.
No.
I don't think I have anything else to add unless anyone has questions.
Yeah, so let's open up. So let's do a brief Q&A if you have anything, or let me browse through the comments if we have received any questions. So guys, feel free to ask anything to Leslie. She is here. If you have anything, any doubts, you can ask. Meanwhile, let me browse through the questions. It is difficult to browse through the live questions. Sorry, comments. Right? Very well said, Leslie. Sharbani said that. Very well said, Leslie.
Oh, thanks.
And this is the recent one. So I believe this is for the last question's answer. Kavita said, you two are looking gorgeous. So thanks, Kavita. I respect you on this. Thank you. Jay Buck asked you a question. Yeah, this is the right time to ask any question. We are open now.
I see Ultimate Coolness said, so happy seeing you girls. Thank you for joining.
Lala says, wow. Thanks, Lala. Thanks for joining. Swapnil says, you are amazing yoga person. Thanks, Swapnil. Yoga person, okay. Okay, there's a question by Shorbani. What does sustainability mean to you in one line?
Sustainability in one line. Creating and living in a way that doesn't harm anyone else or anything.
That is the gist of it. I'm searching for more questions, but more than questions, they're just praises and greetings like good evening, good morning. This is a good initiative. So thank you for all of that. Thank you everyone who joined in.
You guys are awesome.
So happy seeing you girls. Thank you. Oh, Reality Suits. So this is a band. They have also posted like love symbols. So yay, thank you.
Thank you.
They're based out of New York, if I'm not wrong.
Awesome.
I'm unable to find questions. Frankly, they are just like, yay, woo, this is amazing. Yeah, that's a lot of love basically, but questions are very less.
We appreciate you guys so much. This is awesome.
Okay, yeah. So I don't have further questions here. We can hang out for one more minute.
Okay.
And probably we can wrap up. So how are you going? So what's your plan for the day? My day already ended. It's 7:35 in India.
Yeah, I always find time zones fascinating. I'm like, oh, it's so funny. It's nighttime for her. I don't know why it gets me. Not huge plans. Gonna get pizza. I've been craving pizza.
I am craving pizza because it's only dinner time for me. Okay, we have one more questions. How often is it okay to shop if one wants to live a sustainable lifestyle? Okay, this is a good question.
Yeah, so I don't think you should think about it as like black or white like that because it's not, there shouldn't be rules for one person that apply to everyone. So I think it depends on you. But it's like we were saying before, you should buy as high a quality as things as you can, as your budget will allow. And then you should try to reuse it and reuse it and and mix it up. Say you're buying a t-shirt, you try to mix it up with different outfits and make it look cool, and you try to give it as much life as you can. And then when it's over, it's over. You have to buy a new piece. But so I don't think anybody can really tell you, you're only allowed to buy one shirt for a year or whatever. I think that it depends on everyone's lifestyle and culture and budget and what's available to them. But if you buy, just do the best you can. Is what I would say.
She has a really interesting point to make. She says, because trends keep changing so often.
Yeah,
Yes, if you think from buyer's perspective, we do get excited about new things which are coming up, right? Like, yeah, I need this, yeah, I need that. And somehow or the other, that need, we don't necessarily identify we have a need unless and until we see it. Then we feel, okay, we need that.
right.
So what do you think, Renee?
I try, yeah, the trends thing, and that's how they get you. That's because the trends change so fast. But yeah, trying to buy timeless pieces, classic pieces that aren't really, say it's just dabbles in the trend a little bit, but it will still be fine in the fall, something like that. Or just pieces that will last you for longer. They're still trendy. They're just more classic and time.
Right, right.
So I was
Exactly this,
trying not
this one.
trends as hard as possible.
Uh, Lala, okay. Life, love, journals. Yes, exactly. Neat versus one. I heard you girls because even I feel the same. So when Leslie was explaining about the slow fashion and all, I was thinking on my head that yes, but we do sometimes feel the need after we see it. Before that, we never thought that we have a need of that particular thing. So yes. Lala says that classic pieces I'm wearing things from 20 years ago. Lala, can you say like, or can you like tell which were the pieces that you're wearing from 20 years ago? I don't think I'll fit in my 20 years ago dress, first of all, even though I have them.
Life Love Journal said, "Oh, that's how you get you." It's so true. Yep. Yeah, and I mean,
So, do you have any such old classics that you're having for a couple of years and you still use them?
are you asking me or Lala? I can't tell.
I'm asking you right now. Lala, I've already answered. She is yet to respond.
Trying to think because 20 years ago I was 10. So not quite. But
Right.
maybe
20 years ago, I don't think I had the understanding or maturity of understanding the importance of environment care. Small kid, I have no idea whatsoever. Probably drinking Coke or like Coca-Cola. I have no idea what I did 20 years before, but I'm pretty sure that I was skinny as hell and I cannot fit in those dresses anymore.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do have some pieces that are oh, 5, 10, maybe even 15 years old, but that's it, not 20 years old. But I'm definitely trying more staples that will last me.
Okay. Do we have any more questions? Uh, how that they get you so true, so how to control the okay, Sharbani says not sure how to control the buying tendency. And there's a question mark. Okay, so buy from ethical brands. Don't control the temptations. That's what I'm gonna do now. Like, don't hold up. Do you agree with me, Leslie?
Yeah. So
What about the buying tendencies?
yeah, buying tendency. I mean, that's just a personal you know, some people have an addiction to buying, some people have more of that impulse. And so it's going to be easier and harder on different people. So, I don't know, finding the root, because some people shop to soothe stress, you know? So if that's a reason why you're shopping, then go do some yoga instead. um, and if you're, you know, it kind of depends on the root of what you're buying. So
Lala says, I'm wearing the crop tops and t-shirts and jeans. So basically the entire wardrobe from 20 years.
that's so cool.
Life love, haha, same here, wearing clothes from 10 years back as long as they still fit. Oh, you got a gorgeous figure. I'm sure it's gonna fit you. Uh, my little stories, lol. Okay. The comments are so weird. It is difficult to read all the comments. Uh, look for more sustainable brands. Okay. Lala suggested to Shabani look for more sustainable brands. Great.
Oh, you
Uh,
said, or fill up your cart and leave it. I've done that before. That's funny. If you're like in a real good shopping mood and you want to spend an hour like picking out things, you fill up the cart with all the things and then just don't buy it.
I have done it too. Guilty. So if that is the case, sometimes I visit with my mom and she just keeps a tab on me like, no, I'm not gonna let you buy from your card, neither I'm gonna pay for that. So just think about it, and tomorrow if you still feel that you must buy it, then you buy it. Otherwise, just take a leave. Like, no,
Yeah,
it's not happening.
that's a
So the best thing that I can do is go to the dressing room, put it on, take pictures, happy, and then come out.
that's a good tip in itself, is having a partner with you. Accountability partner.
Yeah.
Don't need that. Not the friend. Oh yeah, treat yourself.
Haha, love your humor, Sneha. Thanks, Lala. Lower back problem, where to start? Okay, this is a question about environment, but if you have any lower back problems, I think the first and foremost thing you should see if this is due to any medical reason or not, because we cannot blindly say do this or do that, and what if you again go and arch your back more. So I don't want to go into that zone. Firstly, if you don't have any medical reason, it's just the stiffness from walking from home or something like that, you can do basic restoration yoga poses that even I do, because this is the desk basically where I work. And I do feel stiffness somewhere in my neck or in my back because I'm constantly sitting like this, Zoom calls, this, that happening. So I don't have to even go down to the yoga mat. Just on the bed, I can do a little bit of relaxing, stretching, and basic restorative yoga. But then I'm good to go for the next call. So yeah, you can do that. Love the session. Thanks, Sarah. Better business with ethic purpose. Okay, thank you. Keep filling. Okay, so card filling is something which every ladies do it. What I can see from the comments, like everyone has done it.
That's funny.
Keep filling my card and then close the app. Okay, she's talking about online. Okay, now since we're not going to the malls, it's the online shopping. I mean, I can show my mobile right now and just add things to my card and then just abandon them.
Exactly.
So yeah. Yeah, I think that is all for now. We don't have new questions. So that is it.
All right. Well, this was so fun.
This was really fun. And at the end of the session, I really loved the way all ladies came in and we could just, share the personal insights. That was amazing. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. And Leslie, what can I say? You are so amazing. Thank you so much, Leslie. This wouldn't have been possible without you.
Thank you so much. It's so great to meet you in person, and I hope we can do it again soon.
Definitely. We'll do it again soon. Thank you so much.
Bye.
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 Bye. Take care.
You too.